Hello, hi-fi people, audio gurus, vintage audio gurus. What do we have here today? I've placed my camera in such a way to sort of fit in the frame the VU meters of one cassette deck and the VU meters of a reel-to-reel as in another deck. So I couldn't fit in 3 decks because if I had to fit in 3, I couldn't show you the DBX units. Quickly, the DBX model 222. It's a noise reduction device. This device is a 2-channel noise reduction and it offers type 2 noise reduction. What does it do? Its main benefit in tape recording is that it eliminates tape hiss. The downside of tape back in the day and today is that it picks up tape hiss and you can hear it through your speakers. 1979 to 1981 was when DBX, an improved noise reduction, came out. This was after Dolby Laboratories had Dolby B and Dolby C. This is an improved noise reduction over Dolby. Dolby could not completely eliminate tape hiss, but DBX, they came up with this system and it really does eliminate tape hiss. Ideally, they used with reel-to-reels. I've also got it hooked up to this reel-to-reel up here. However, when we talk about the DBX 200, I'll tell you how I use this noise reduction with 2 decks down below. But ideally, you want a tape noise reduction feature when you're doing reel-to-reel recording, especially at 3 3/4 inches per second speed, which is the low side, the low quality speed for a reel-to-reel. However, if DBX noise reduction is engaged while you're recording at 3.75 inches per second, you get exceptionally good quality recording. And that's why they were around in the market. That's why people had them. The surprise that this device as a noise reduction gives, it is appreciated when you carefully listen to pieces. Let me turn this down a bit. When you listen to pieces in between 2 songs, that quiet part, that part which, playing a cassette, playing a reel-to-reel, you will get tape hiss. But this is where this DBX 222 shines. It totally eliminates the tape hiss and you can gauge its benefit in silent patches of a song or in between 2 songs. So that's all I can tell you about DBX. It's on bypass mode right now. When you kick and play, whatever you've recorded on the tape, you can bypass it as if off and play as in listening to the quality of noise reduction. When you're recording, you keep it on record. DBX disc. There were some records, you won't believe, LPs vinyl, records which had DBX encoding. And when playing those records through this device, it used to eliminate a lot of pops and cracks. I don't have any DBX encoded records, LPs, but the feature is there. Just to tell you about this recording technology. Below the DBX, you see a DBX 200. This is an interesting device. The most interesting part about it is it doesn't need any electrical power. It's a standalone unit and it does not run on power. So, what does it do? DBX 200, also from 1979 to 1981. A 2-channel input-output program routing selector, I would call it. It says here program route selector, okay. So it routes your programs. It is designed to solve problems of putting a complicated hi-fi together, like mine and like many others have or had back in the day. When you've got several cassette decks, when you've got several equalizers, when you've got several noise reduction units, when you've got subharmonic synthesizers, all analog, but back in the day they were separates. An equalizer was a separate, a subharmonic synthesizer was a separate. Noise reduction is a separate unit. Any type of signal processing was a separate unit. So what this guy does is, it just makes it solves the problem of putting it together in a complex hi-fi. And it makes it so easy to have, in this particular device, 3 cassette decks, 3 processors, and a Dolby noise reduction device fit at the back of this. I mean, imagine you've put 3 cassette decks here, a noise reduction there, an equalizer there, a subharmonic synthesizer inside, a reverberation device inside, through a single tape loop at the back of your preamp, integrated amp or receiver. 2-channel input-output. This guy goes into your preamp, receiver, amplifier. That's it. Then everything goes in here. 3 cassette decks, 3 processors, your noise reduction unit. I'll just give you an example. I am engaging line 1. I shut off the signal going into deck 1. Now it's going in. Now it's going off. Line 2. I've just shut off the signal going into this deck number 2. If I press line 3, the deck below this, the VU meters have shut down. So I have a signal coming in all 3 devices. And I don't want to record on all 3 at the same time. So okay, let's shut down deck 2. Now deck 2 is not receiving a signal. Deck 3, you can't see it, but that's shut down. Deck 1, there is no signal going into any deck. Isn't that fantastic? While deck 1, deck 2, deck 3 are receiving a signal, you can monitor through these switches. You can monitor. Do you want to monitor the tape coming off deck 1, deck 2 or deck 3 down below? It is that amazing. I make great use of it. I've got a complex hi-fi system, and this guy in many ways has connected 3 decks, 1 subharmonic, 1 equalizer, and processor number 3. I don't have anything plugged in here, so I still have room for a third processor, which I don't have, but I have a port. So this was just a short video on what these guys do. Why do we have them? Why were they built? And how you can make use of them. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something from it. If I haven't covered anything, do let me know. The main recap is that you can just quickly, precisely select the signal, whichever signal you can select, and you can change the sound effect before recording, while recording, after recording. You can make those changes through just 3 buttons here and 3 buttons here on 3 different decks through 3 different sound processors. Okay guys, stay tuned for the next one, and remember, vinyl is final. Thanks, bye, take care.